It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we have done it. We have survived yet another Monday, rolling along here on a terrific Tuesday. And John, you said we lost another one here a while back, one of them that a lot of people are going to recognize.
Cindy Williams, age 75, that was in Laverne and Shirley during the 70s and early 80s. Great actress, you know, she was in several movies. But she was in a movie that came out 50 years ago this year, which spawned a whole entire car movement that's going strong today and growing every day, and it's growing because of that one movie.
Really?
American Graffiti.
Oh man, what a great movie!
Released in 1973, George Lucas, who was behind the Star Wars deal and all that later on, you know.
American Graffiti is the one that got him started.
American Graffiti was a story about him growing up in high school in Modesto, California. It's basically a loose biography of his high school days. He was in a car accident right before he graduated and couldn't graduate. But it's based loosely on the characters that he knew growing up. But it came out in 1973. My brother took me to see it at the old 150 there, the Asher 150 in Little Rock.
Yep.
And it changed my life. I've got a 55 Chevrolet today, and I've been a 55 Chevrolet car freak all my life since then. And, of course, I love Deuce Coupes, you know. The two famous cars in the movie were the black 55 Chevrolet and the yellow Deuce Coupe. Of course, a lot of people don't know that the black 55 Chevrolet that was in that movie was also in another movie 2 years before that, the same car, called Two-Lane Blacktop, that was filmed partially in Arkansas with James Taylor, the singer, and Dennis Wilson, the drummer for the Beach Boys. The cars sat on the back lot. Richard Ruth built the cars. He built 3 cars identical for Two-Lane Blacktop, and they still had them on the back lot when they filmed American Graffiti. They changed the wheels on it, painted it black, took some of the obvious race accessories off of it for the street that would not have been available in 1962. The whole movie's based in 1962, the year that George Lucas graduated.
Right.
But that car, and there was 3 of them built, and there's only one of them that still exists, and it is in the Two-Lane Blacktop form. It was restored a few years ago. It sold at Barrett Jackson auction for like $550,000.
Holy cow!
But Cindy Williams was one of the stars of that show. That show had Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard, Harrison Ford.
Laverne from Laverne and Shirley dated Richie Cunningham in this movie just years earlier.
Had Cindy Williams in it. It had Paul Lamont. It had several people in this movie.
Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne Summers was in the movie. I can't remember the guy's name that played Toad. But he went on, Charlie Martin Smith.
There you go.
He went on to have he was in The Untouchables.
And Harrison Ford.
Who, God, look what he done.
Yep. Indiana Jones and Han Solo.
And of course, you know.
And Blade Runner. And Wolfman Jack.
Richard Dreyfuss came out in Jaws. And of course, look at the movies that Richie Cunningham directed.
And Francis Ford Coppola
Ford Coppola produced the movie. It was just a major movie. It was made for peanuts over the course of 2 or 3 weeks at night there in Petaluma, California, and it spawned a whole car culture that's still going strong today and still producing cars from that era. And it changed my life. It changed a lot of people's lives. So many of them, went on to be stars because of it.
Well, I mean,
Bo Hopkins was in it.
Yep.
I can't remember Cindy.
Paul Lamont.
Paul Lamont. I can't remember the girl that played Debbie.
Is that Candy Clark?
Candy Clark was in it, and she still makes the autograph sessions to the car shows. Just a great Wolfman Jack was in it.
What else can you say?
What else can you say if it had Wolfman Jack in it? But a great movie.
Look how many careers got started on that.
Look how many careers got started with American Graffiti. But Cindy Williams, rest in peace. She was on Laverne and Shirley for years. She was on some daytime soap operas, but she'll always be Lori in American Graffiti.
There you go. Hey, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John here for today, but we do want to thank ProMed Ambulance Service.
1-800-634-0436. Give them a call and get signed up.
As well as Sherwin-Williams House Paint for being one of our sponsors. 315 Jefferson Street right here in Camden. Go by and see what they can do for you for all your house painting needs.
And J.J. Lindsay down at the Shopper's Guide. If you got some printing needs, business cards, any sort of stationery needs, give JJ a call.
And if you talk to one of your friends and they're like, man, I missed Uncle John today. I can't believe I didn't hear him talk about American Graffiti. Tell them, just go out there and Google for their podcast, Remember When with Uncle John. You can find it on all kinds of stations and also on YouTube and on Facebook for our Yes Radio Works page. I guess we'll see you tomorrow, John.
And if you want a feel-good movie, pull up American Graffiti on Netflix and be 17 again. See you tomorrow, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.